Look, yeah, I gotta keep it trendy on my soul. I'm the most selfish person that I know. Here we go, down the rabbit hole. Got a couple carrots from my.
And we're live. Welcome back to Masculine Moguls. It's your boy, the one with the scar face, your boy Scarface. And I want to thank you guys again for always joining me, always supporting the podcast. You know, you guys are just awesome. You guys motivate me to continue doing this stuff for you guys. I love it. Shout out to everyone who's been listening to the TikToks or is here from the TikToks as well. Welcome. Wherever you're listening to this, please give us a thumbs up, rate us, whatever, 5 stars, please. It helps out the podcast. And, and if you guys also want to continue helping out the podcast, we do sell these pins. I know you guys see them on my hats all the time. Sleeping Goku, Straight Razor, and we have a baseball being hit. So linked in the bio, or if you guys want to buy shirts like the one I'm wearing right now, Pull Out Champion. No, your boy is a champion. But again, thank you guys, everyone who always listens and supports the podcast. I really do appreciate it. You guys are awesome. And just so you guys know, I know a lot of people don't know, is if you guys want to watch the video version, Spotify and YouTube. That's if you want to watch the video version. Anywhere else, you can watch just the regular or listen to the regular audio. So today is an episode I wanted to get into just because I feel like this is probably an issue of myself, is fear of why some guys fear commitment, or why are, it's just committing, and I think maybe that's the issue that's going on with me, is I'm just too afraid to commit to one person. I don't know. Again, like, there's no certain way you're supposed to be feeling and things like that. It just, I don't know. So we're going to get into these. I took some, and then we'll see if we can relate to some of them. So, and if this is something that relates to a guy that you're talking to, kind of like share them the clips, or, share them the podcast too. Cause you know what I mean? Like, they got to listen to it, cause we're here trying to help. Oh, and Mother TikTok, I'm still working on trying to get that back. I don't know what's going on with my main account, but follow the backup account. I do have a backup account. A lot of people are just finding it. I made it way too late. I had been banned first. So anyways, fear of vulnerability. Some men may have difficult opening up emotionally and fear being hurt or rejected in a committed relationship. And I mean, this could be some certain people, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not saying it's me or anything like that. Or maybe it is. Because some people don't shoot their shot just because they are scared of being rejected. But fear of committing to somebody, I think the fear comes more when, like, am I sure this is the right person? Is this the right person? Am I doing the right thing? I think that's where the fear comes in. Like, because yes, that's happened to me before. I'm just like, is this the right person? Or that's why people get left in situationship, because some guys, they don't know what they want at the moment. If they really feeling you, if they want you, they're going to make you their girlfriend. If they're kind of like unsure, is because they're unsure. Like, they don't know if you're that person, there's a questioning in it still, so they're afraid to commit with you. And then what happens if, like, somebody else comes along, and then, you know what I mean? So, like, there's a bunch of different fears. Again, every guy is different. I'm not saying all the guys are the same, but I did have that fear of committing to some people, because I was just like, how do I know? Like, I don't know how you're supposed to feel. Like, there's no book on any of this stuff. I feel like if you're really into that person, no questions asked, that's the person. But if you have to question it, I think you may not. I think you're just questioning this person, meaning, like, they might not be the one, because if you're too afraid to commit to that person, they may not be the one. Like, come on, let's be honest. Because there was a girls that I just got into a relationship with just because, like, I was like, shit, hell yeah, like, I like them, boom, let's make it happen. And then there was someone, I'm just like, I don't know, like, is this it? Like, I don't know, is it? And I was just kind of like hesitant to, like, continue anything or just commit to that person. So could be that, you never know. Fear of being, hurt, rejected, or anything like that. So that's an option. Past traumas or heartbreak. Previous negative experiences in relationships can lead to fear of getting hurt again, causing commitment issues. And yes, I think this is where I sit mainly because it's not that I'm afraid. You get hurt no matter what. It's just, do I want to do it again right now? Like, because they share that meme, and I'm like, oh, I can relate to that meme so much. It's like, I got one more relationship in me, and then if not, my ass is gonna be single for life. Just because the way I am heavily involved, meaning, like, I put a lot of time and effort into somebody, doing little things for this person, trying to make them feel like a queen and so on and so forth. So I'm just like, if I'm gonna do it again, it has to be with somebody that I feel like wanting to do that for, you know, and have to be sure about it. Just because like relationships take time, getting to know one takes time, and especially a newer relationship, depending on how that other person is, maybe they like to hang out a lot more, maybe like to see you a little bit more. So again, like you don't know, so I don't know either. Um, but I think that one is mainly me. It's just I've been hurt plenty of times, obviously in the past. I've hurt people in the past, and I just, you know, am I ready to do this again? That's the biggest thing. Am I ready to do it again? I don't know, you know, but we'll see. We'll see if I decide to. But I think I'm more on that one. Is like, am I ready to do it? More like ready to do it again. Heartbroken, like this shit, it sucks. Don't get me wrong. Fucking heartbreak sucks, especially when you're talking to somebody and it ends up not working out. Like, trust me, it fucking sucks. Okay, I'm not acting like it doesn't suck. Independence, a desire of independence and the fear of losing it is committed relationship can be a factor. And this happens more often when you've been single for a while. For example, for myself, almost 3 years now. I like the fact that I can just do whatever I want, whenever I want. I don't have to ask anybody. I don't have to tell anybody. Like this weekend, I'm going to go to Vegas with, not this weekend, but the following weekend, I'm going to be in Vegas with Graffiti Beauty and Barber. They're out there. I do work for them as well. They're going to a barber expo, and, they want me to get photos and video of them at the expo, which is awesome because I also like going to these events just because barbers and stuff, and I don't have to ask anybody. You know what I mean? Like, I'm pretty sure every guy that is in a relationship, they had to ask because it's in Vegas. I'm going. I'm like the only single one. And so the people in the relationships probably had to ask permission and be like, yo, Edgar's going. You cool with that? You know how he is. And I'm saying like, shit, I just talk to everybody. I see some like fly girls, I'm gonna go talk to them. If I see this, I'm gonna go talk to them. If I do this, I'm gonna go flirt with them. If I meet somebody there, you bet your ass I'm gonna ask them on a date that same day. That's just how I am though. Like, you know what I mean? Uh, but like having to be like, ah, shit, like, I don't know, like he's gonna be there and like he gonna be talking to a lot of girls, or, just whatever like that. But I just like the independence. Like, if I want to go do something, boom, I can go. If I want to go do this, boom, I can go. Like, I don't have to ask anybody. I don't have to wait for anybody. And that's like another benefit of not having kids is like when you have kids, you're a little bit more like tied down, meaning like you either got to take the kids with you or like you have to make arrangements for the kid not, to stay here with parents, babysitter, whatever the case may be. So do I want to give that up? I don't know. I feel like whoever I do start talking to is probably gonna want to do stuff like that as well. Like just go and do random shit, So that's what I'm hoping for. Oh shit. All right. Unresolved personal issues. Personal issues such as low self-esteem, unresolved childhood trauma, and mental health issues can hinder commitment. And I can see this. This one's obviously not me. Or who knows? Maybe I have trauma I don't even know about. But having like some sort of trauma, just going through personal issues, because some people do go through personal issues. And, I did do the podcast on the one explaining like the guys will make the excuses guys make not to be in a relationship. And sometimes when they say like, they don't want to be in a relationship because their mental health or they're just going through some things, believe them. Because like sometimes it is true. Like I remember for a while, now I'm open to like talking to somebody and seeing if it goes anywhere. But for like the past 2 years, not in that mindset at all to be in a relationship, And I was like straight up with people. I was just telling them like, yo, like I'm not looking to be in a relationship right now. I'm not looking to do anything like that. I just don't want to invest any time into that right now. I'm focusing on me, my business, and just things like that. Now, I was just not, I didn't feel like doing it with anybody. Like, not doing it, like, hooking up with them. Okay, that's a different story. I'm saying, like, putting in that effort and whatever to make a relationship work. Like I was not in that mindset to do something like that. So that's why I was straight up with people. If they wanted to believe me or not, then cool, that's on them. But I know where I was coming from, and I was telling them the truth. And so if they wanted to keep trying to talk to me and ended up getting hurt, I'm sorry you got hurt, but I legit told you what was going on. Like, and it sucks because you do meet some people like you feel like they would have been the right way. It just, I was not in the mindset. Like I was not in that mindset where I wanted somebody around, like as a girlfriend. And so why would I try, like put in like, you get like half-assed version of Edgar, you don't get Edgar. So that's why I was just like, nah, like if I'm not going to put 100% effort into somebody. I could string somebody along. I could do stuff like that, but did I want to? I kind of did sometimes, and I felt bad. Obviously, like this is why I've been able to talk about some of these things, just because I've done these things before, and it sucks that I'm not bragging about it or anything like that. I'm just saying like this is who I am, and so if they tell you something similar like that, just be aware that it could be true. It could be true that these things that they're telling you that they're actually going through. Some guys just use it as an excuse, just as a scapegoat to not, be around you or be in a relationship. But some people actually go through some of these things, and like myself, like I can legit say like in those 2 years, I was not looking to be with anybody, like at all, not even close. So fear of settling down. Some men may feel like that committing to one person means giving up on their potential opportunities or experience. And this also goes to that part where I said like fear of like, is this the one? I think that's the biggest one is this the one? Is this the one? Because trust me, I questioned myself, even with my ex of 8 years. Oh, it was almost 8 years, it was like 7.5 years. In the beginning, I questioned it too, because shit, when we got together, I think I was like 19. And I was like, is this the one? Like, am I sure? Am I sure? Like, to be honest, like I talk about it now. I had a gut feeling of not like pursuing that, just because the situation that like it was just like a situation I didn't want to be in. And then I was just like, nah, don't do this. And then she ended up, like, no, we'll make it work. Like this and that. And we ended up making it work. But then we ended up separating 7.5 years later. So again, how would have my life turned out differently? I don't know. Like you don't know. I don't like to think about stuff like that just because you can't go back and change it. So, but yes, and even after that, like when I was talking to somebody or some other people, I would always question of like, is this like, is this gonna stop me from doing things like I just talked about, like traveling and doing all this stuff? What if you hook up with somebody, or like not hook up, but like you get in a relationship with somebody and that really limits, they don't like to travel, they don't like to do this, or it's harder for them to travel, and now your opportunities to travel are a lot less because you can't go on your own, because if you go on your own, that seems kind of fishy. Compared, like now you have to like work around her schedule if she has kids, and see, like a lot of these things do go through a guy's mind, my especially. So that's why, like, you question a lot of things, and the fear of, is this the one? I think it's always like, is this the one, or is there something better gonna come along? Again, I know it sounds like a douchebag thing to say, and it is, but that's how some guys think. Is like, is this the one, or is there somebody else gonna come along that's better looking, hotter, like and so on and so forth. Trust me, guys think like this. If you guys want to act like you guys, okay, most guys, I'll correct myself because some guys, no, you can't say all guys, okay, most guys, okay, and trust me, I was there too. Like you start questioning, like, is this the one? Like, is there something else? Like, what if I just stay single a little bit longer, then the right one will come along? What if I'm like in a relationship and I see the love of my life, and now I can't because I'm in this relationship? Trust me, guys think about all this. Like if a guy tells you he doesn't, that man is lying. Okay. uh, all right. So number 6, pressure. External pressure from family, friends, and societal expectations can create anxiety and commitment. And I think this is so. Whatever religion you want to believe in, cool. Whatever you want to do, cool. I don't say anything. Okay. But some religions make you get married awfully early, and meaning like you haven't really dated anybody. Like, so for some people, this is the first person they know. got with, and then later on they end up separating. Okay, don't act like a lot of these people who get married early do not separate. Okay, just because you don't know. That's why I'm like, you don't know. Like love at first sight. How did these people know? Like high school sweethearts. How do you know that was the one? Like, and I've seen some people who were high school sweethearts. They're not together now. You know, uh, but now they wasted their entire high school in a relationship or like whatever the case may be. Uh, that's why like I'd rather, if somebody is younger listening to this and like their 30s, early 20s, um, just have fun out there. You don't have to get into a relationship. You don't have to be with somebody. Like I don't care what people tell you. Like people are always like, I remember my mom was on me for the longest time. Like, when are you gonna get married? When are you gonna do this? When are you gonna have kids? Like this and that. And I'm just like in my head, I'm like, that's not what I want. Like I'm thinking about building a business, building an empire. Like that's what I'm thinking about doing. If a kid comes along, cool. But am I like, oh no, like I need to find a 9 to 5. I want something like where I can, work, be comfortable, have kids, start a family. Like if that's your thing, then cool, go for it. Like I don't discredit that at all. Like because everybody has what they like. I like to build shit. Like I want to build something fucking big, epic, and I feel like kids, marriage, and all this stuff. Maybe marriage will help you, like elevate you, because if you find the right person, it 10x is everything you do, or 100x is. I forgot what it was, but I mean, sometimes when you have kids, you start doing less for the kids, and you start focusing on your kids because you want the best for your kids. So you start slacking on a lot of your dreams. Like you've seen it, like some people don't follow their dreams because they don't, because the kids, and so this is just pressure. Being pressured into something. Uh, So that's why I don't like to, I don't, this wasn't a big one for me. Only in the like early stages, like when you're younger. Again, my mom was like, when are you gonna get married? When are you gonna have kids? Like always telling us and telling us. I have an older brother, me, a younger brother, my sister, and my youngest brother. None of us are married. uh, None of us are married. None of us have been married. None of us. My older brother has 2 kids. I don't have any kids, but I can put my kids on you or in you. Let me know. My younger brother has no kids. My sister has Milo that you guys seen all the time. And then my youngest brother, he doesn't have kids either. So, but everyone has their like what they want. Like I can't tell my youngest brother like, yo, like this is what you got to do, but his vision is something different because everybody has like their own vision. So I can't be like, no, this is the right way. Cool. Like if you want to come this way, I'm right here. If you want to do your own thing, then cool. Like whatever I can do to help. So don't be pressured to be into a relationship, especially like Hispanic community. Like they want you to get married and stuff like that and have a 9 to 5 job and go to school and like all this other stuff. So don't feel pressured to do it. At the end of the day, only you can make yourself happy, And if being in a relationship makes you happy, then go for it. If being single and doing your thing makes you happy, then do that. So don't get pressured. Number 7, communication problems. Poor communication skills can make it challenging to express one's feelings and needs, leading to commitment issues. And I think for the most part, the majority of the guys have communication problems. And trust me, I was one of them too. We suck at talking. We suck at expressing our feelings. We suck at doing like communicating with that person just because, again, this comes to like how you were brought up. Like when some of us are brought up where you don't talk about your feelings, you don't communicate that stuff, because that's not what you do. That's not what guys do. Guys don't do that. And so and then girls, they get brought up communicating with their parents. What's wrong? What happened? Let's fix this. And boys is like, man the fuck up, and like you guys seen it, like something, a little kid falls down, hey man up, boys don't cry, boys don't. No, like let the little kid cry, like shit, let them express emotions, because then that's all built up over time. I remember like I did a whole podcast episode, go listen to that, like how my ex got me to start talking, and it was crazy, like when she finally, and it wasn't easy, I'll tell you that, it's not easy. So like if you're really into your person, know that it's gonna take some time to get that person to start talking about his feelings, because she would just to shorten it down, she would basically just try to get me like, what's wrong, like over and over, and then I would respond, but uh, like in not fuck, I was gonna say a certain way, like where you just like, oh, what's wrong, boom, boom, like I would tell her this, and this, like kind of like just snap at her. That's what I was trying to say. I would snap at her like and then after that I would go back to like closing off, But then like she got a little bit out of me, and then eventually it was just one day like when we were talking, just I don't know what she did, but over time I just like it just all came out. You know what I mean? And I felt so much better after that. I was like, what the fuck? You have all these pent up emotions, all these things, and you're just like, what the hell? Like, where did all that come from? So that's what I'm saying. Like, communication could be an issue too, just because you don't know what the guy wants, and don't be expecting him to like him know meaning like you have to bring it up, meaning like, hey, what are your plans? Like, do you want something serious with somebody? Figure out what he wants. If he says like going with the flow, like not ready for a relationship, like all these, listen to the previous podcast. Girl, if you're looking for something serious, get yourself out of that situationship, because he's not looking to be in a relationship. But if he's like, if a girl would ask me, I'd be like, yeah, I'm looking to, I could potentially see us together. I just want us to get to know each other a little bit more, just because, again, I always say 6 months to a year, you got to figure out this person, because how are they when you get in an argument? Sad day, bad day. Or when they get angry, do they start breaking shit, and stuff like this? You have to figure, because after like 4 to 5 months, that puppy love stage starts wearing off, okay? And then it starts, you start getting that real person. The first few arguments aren't that bad, it's, little things. But then eventually, when you guys actually have a legit argument about something, how did one another react? Did the guy go out and party and the girl just left crying, or vice versa? Like, is that something you want to deal with? Is that something I want to deal with? Hell no. I'm trying to figure out this person, because you're not going to know somebody within like 6 months, but you're going to get you're going to be able to gauge how they are, like how they are when they get mad, upset, sad, depressed, like angry at you, and stuff like that. So communication, definitely go listen to that podcast episode. It helped me drastically. Fellas. It's okay to talk, especially if that person is into you. She just wants to know how she can help, if she can help. If she can help whatever situation you're going through. So, all right, so let's see. Lack of trust. Trust issues, whether from the past relationships or personal insecurities, can make it difficult to commit fully. And yes, especially if you've seen it, like, or heard of it, seen it, heard it. Girls have issues, guys have issues trusting, because maybe the last person cheated on them, was lying to them the whole time, was very deceiving, was narcissistic, you name it. There's all sorts of stuff. So people have a hard time trusting. And to a point, I have a hard time trusting people, just because you never know what their true intentions are. So, or what they got going on. Because I remember I was talking to a girl one time. This is where I'm just like, I'm not sure. Maybe it was like that too, but she gave me shady vibes. Like, she was talking to, because she sent me a message one time, and like it really felt like it wasn't for me. It felt like it was like for a different guy. And so after that, it just gave me like straight up shady vibes, and I didn't like feeling like that. So I would just instantly, I'm out, and she got upset. Trust me, she was yelling at me. But it's because she gave me those shady vibes. Maybe she became super defensive. But again, like, that message really seemed like it wasn't for me. When you get that gut feeling. But who knows? I haven't talked to her in a long time, so you never know. What if that was for another guy and she's with that guy now? So trust issues is definitely a big one, depending on their past. Like, what have they been through? Have they been cheated on? Have this? And if they tell you that in the beginning, just know that they lack a little bit of trust. Okay, and then it's your job to help them, like, be able to trust you. Like, anytime I'm talking to a girl, I'm always like, what can I do to get her to trust me? What can I do to her? Like, what can I do? Because not say. Notice how I say do, because you can say whatever the fuck you want. Doing is a whole different, and I like to, just make sure this person can trust me. So I try to do whatever I can to make sure that this person can trust me. And especially because even like right now, a lot of people are like, dude, like, I bet your DMs are slammed with I bet you're talking to a bunch of different people and a bunch of the. So of course, like if I start talking to somebody, they're gonna start feeling insecure about that, or they're probably gonna think the same thing. So I have to do whatever I can to make that person feel secure. So, not secure, but that they can trust me that I'm for them, and so depending on the person, and this would really stop somebody to get into another relationship or in a relationship with you. It's not necessarily you, it's just necessarily they've had a hard time trusting people. So, and since you're next in line, that's probably you. It had nothing that you did or said, but it's just like her past experience or his past experience have just been shitty ones. So you just got to think about that too. Different goals, misalignment in long-term goals and values can create uncertainty about committing to a relationship. And this is why I always say, like, especially when I get asked the age gap, they're like, "Oh, would you ever date this person?" Well, how are their mindset? Think about it. What were you doing at that age? Is that somebody you would want to date? Or are you just looking to have fun? Because if you're looking to build something with somebody, have like goals, relationship, uh, think about how you were at that age and see like if that's something you can do. Or if you just want to have fun with somebody who's younger, then that's cool too. But uh, that's why I always say like people who are a lot younger. I'm not saying it's wrong. Go out, have fun. That's what you're supposed to do. You know what I mean? But to like build something with them, and you're older, you do think about it a little bit more, just because like if that's not what if you're not looking for someone just to have fun, you're looking for somebody to build with, grow with, then think about how you were at that age and then go from there. Um, and then even now, like when you're similar ages, you have this vision, you have these goals, you have this ambition to do all sorts of stuff. And if your partner doesn't, or the person you're talking to doesn't have those, share those ambitions and uh, drive and and goals and stuff like that, then it's gonna be hard for me to commit. You know what I mean? I probably won't, to be honest, just because I want somebody who's also ambitious, like goal driven, like wants to like kill shit, like meaning like kill it in the game, like whatever they're doing. If they're doing uh like lashes, nails, whatever the case may be, whatever they're doing, hair, or they have their own business selling stuff. So I want them to be like motivated to do like to grow that, just because like that's gonna motivate me, to do my thing too. And so, and then you don't want somebody who just doesn't do anything. Like, trust me, I dated a girl that just didn't do shit, and yeah, that was not it. That was actually very boring. Unfulfilling. She even even hooking up with her was all right. It wasn't the greatest. It was it wasn't the greatest, but I don't know. Like I felt like at that time maybe I was asking too much. This is a whole different topic, but so I ended up settling for less, and then I found out settling for less was no good for me. All right, so the last one that we have here, attachment style. An individual's attachment style, such as avoidant attachment, can contribute to commitment issues too. And so that's why I always tell people, like, I'm not one of those like, I don't have to be with you at all times. I don't have to talk to you at all times. I don't have to like, how some people hang out every day. No, I got shit to do. Of course, like I'm gonna try to stay in contact with you every day. I'm gonna try to see you as much as I can. FaceTime even, like if we can do that instead. But like some people and don't like to be like myself. Like I wouldn't want somebody there around me all the time. It's cool to have somebody close, like, but I don't know how some of you guys do it like all the time, like seeing this person every day, every because that shit, like sometimes you just need your space, you need your time. And if you're extremely busy, like I don't like to get distracted too, so like I like to be doing what I'm doing and then like be able to like finish it, and then just setting time aside to hang out with said person. So that's another reason, like another person, like if I really got someone who was like super clingy, I'd be like, yeah, I don't know if I really want to commit to this person, because some people stick around because they think that things are going to change. That's why like they're like, oh, maybe they're just like that right now, but things here in the future are going to change. That's why people think that people are going to change, things are going to change. They're very hopeful in the person that they're talking to, but then they never see change. but then like the guy will say whatever they need to hear, and then they're hoping for a change again, and then it doesn't happen. So, but I don't know. What about you guys? Like, what kind of? I'm gonna put a poll if you guys are listening to Spotify or even on YouTube. If you guys want to comment down below, like, what are some commitment issues that you've seen or you probably personally have? I would say mine is like the lack of trust, obviously, and then just the fear, not the fear, but because I wouldn't say fear of heartbreak, because heartbreak happens all the time. I think it's just the fear of wasting my time. You know what I mean? Like, do I really want to put in all this effort again? Do I really want to do all this for it not to work again? You know what I mean? Like, and that's my biggest. I put in all this effort into these, like, some of these girls, and then it just doesn't work. And now I'm just like, do I really want to do it again? Because especially after that last relationship, I told you guys, I was done. And like I was like, I'm not doing no relationship for a long time. I was like, I'm just done with this. I'm done with fucking girls. Not that way. Like, I meant like done with like girls and like trying to be in a relationship with them. Like, I was like, it's always something. I do something wrong. They did something wrong. So, and then all that time and effort is wasting. The money I don't give a fuck about. It's more of the time. That's the biggest thing for me, because we can't buy time. Time is, these past 10 minutes are gone. They ain't coming back. Okay. And so that's why, like, to me, the biggest thing is time, because we cannot buy that. We're getting older. We're not getting younger. And so if I'm going to start investing my time and effort into somebody, it has to be somebody that I truly want to truly want to invest my time into. So let me know down below. I want to thank you guys for always checking in, tuning in every time. Next week, there probably won't be an episode just because I will be in Las Vegas, and I don't think I'll have time to record an episode. I'm going to be in Vegas. So that Monday, next Monday, which is not the 11th, but the following Monday. Let me see what it is, just so I let you guys know. So the 18th probably will not have an episode, just because that is the day that I am coming back, and I'm going to be gone all weekend. So if I can record one beforehand, I'm still going to be posting on TikTok, so follow me on TikTok. I am going to record a vlog of me going down to Las Vegas. So if you don't follow me on YouTube, it's going to be posted on my YouTube. So follow me over there, join me, see my friends, see what we get up to, and then we'll go from there. But anyways, thank you guys for listening, and I'll catch you guys later.
Ghost inside of me, can't take it out of me. No matter where I've been, it's about where I'm meant to be. I be shining perfect time, and check your watch, and I know who I am. I am no longer lost.